And we are back at the end of season 1. Yeah, I was just thinking, Big Beastie, we should swap your picture on that now to the one that you sent for Shadowrun, because that's the one when you're kissing somebody next to you.
Oh, right,
yeah. Because I could flip it so you'll actually be kissing your name. That would be cool. You know,
oh, yeah.
Yes. So, okay then. So let me bring you up to date with what's actually happening in the campaign with a brief synopsis of the story so far. So the party have decided to go on an epic quest, supported by Sister Hadriel and her beast of a friend called Bruce the Minotaur, and they've headed off to find the sisterhood who worship a god called Sunnell. And it is fabled and rumoured in legend and myth that the sisterhood actually had a well that actually the water from which could heal anything and everything in the world. Because of this and the great power that the sisterhood held, many people went against the sisterhood, and eventually they retreated underground and locked themselves away. The party, after successfully dealing with harpies and riddles and defeating guardians, actually managed to get down into the underground crypt, or the underground abbey, for want of a better word, where they have found very strange happenings. They have found an area where there appeared to be some kind of battle. They found fair maidens in knight's outfit, and they also found some awful husks, dried and withered. They managed to set off traps. They have managed to be attacked by skeletons, and they ventured into a room that was very big and empty when they actually got there. And I'm just going to whiz you across there. And guys, when I put you there, make sure you don't suddenly move characters, etc. So they came into this room, and you can see from the map that the party is somewhat spread out. Can I first of all say that the skeleton looking knight there is not alive? If you remember, it was one that fell off into the water, and the water was actually moving from this side of the water, the trough, to this side. The water was empty, absolutely empty, until Ereval decided to mess about with this gold square up here, and one stopped the water, and then there was one of those bubbles that came up from underground, as if something had opened and something had been released. Bazooka is right the way down here, if you can see. He is way down there. He was keen to get on and do some adventuring, and Tenariel is here. Julius the Tin Man, the dandy Tin Man, is here, and Rurik, you can probably see that you haven't moved much at all from where you last were. So not a lot happened when you left last time. It was just
so
sort of
I slept
like
for 8 hours.
we haven't slept at all. We have gone straight into this adventure. Now, just to let you certain people know, if you're new to the stream, that remember that the party actually see things like this. So this is how they actually observe it. Rurik, I think, has some light on him, which is actually causing that circle of light there. The circle of light.
The only person that I can actually see is Julius, and that's slightly.
Yeah, that is correct. But if you remember at the end of last adventure, when something pour the water elemental or water weird or whatever you want to call it burst forth from the water, there was quite a lot of noise and quite a lot of sound as it sort of like bubbled up. And I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, there was some shouts as well. That something was going on. So
yeah,
guys,
it was me shouting at Cryptex, "You idiots!"
Yeah. So
as it reverberates around the inside of the cavern.
So I actually have some initiatives, and I can't remember whether or not we rolled initiatives last week.
We did.
Yes. So that was for the zombie encounter.
Yeah, combat stopped.
Yeah, I
because
can
we
actually
split up.
remember.
So that's the old one.
Is that the old one?
We need to do a
excellent. One. So before we start, therefore, is there anything that you would like to ask, or I don't seem to have any catacomb noise.
Last week, did I receive an inspiration point?
Yes, you did. And that's just reminded me. Thank you very much. Yes. So anybody who's actually in the chat at the present moment in time, is anybody in it apart from us? Yes, there's Chugga who's probably playing 7 Days to Die and not actually at all. But let's just bring in the D&D game. Load selected.
Oh, it's so warm.
And then we can just start this off. So throughout the show, you can actually vote for your favourite role-playing character, and then that character actually has an inspiration point. Remember, you can only ever have one, and once you use it, then that's done, and you can only use it to affect your roles, not other people's roles. Okay, somebody voted for 6 already, which is me. Thank you. Yes, the Water Weird has an inspiration point. Excellent.
At the end of the game.
Yeah. So let's start off, guys, by let's start off by rolling it. Before we start this, is there anything that anybody needs to know or not sure about before we actually start off the encounter?
Where did I hear the shouting of Bazooka?
Bazooka hasn't shouted. It's Ervol who shouted in there. But you do know that Bazooka headed off. Can you see where Tenariel stood? You should be able to see where Tenariel stood. No, you can't. Tenariel's further down the corridor from you down here in this direction.
Can you see pings?
Yeah.
I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm the light blue one.
I'm just going to ping everywhere, and I'm there. I'm over here.
Yeah. Hang on. So if you can see ping, then Bazooka's here. He's also and sometimes he was even there.
Some days I wish I was the Kool-Aid man.
Oh yeah.
Okay then. So first things first. Let's. Any more questions before we start off? Good. Okay then. Also, I should. Theory suggests that you should wait 7 seconds before actually going for an answer. Before going on, I think it's 7 seconds for people to give an answer. But anyway, that's done now. So let's have some initiative.
We're not in the classes now.
I am keeping a tally of all the nasty comments, Tin Man, just so you know.
Ooh, nice.
Ooh.
Not one.
Oh, Rurik, well done. You're on 4. Good job.
That's good.
Good job.
That's good. I didn't waste my good rolls on
Yeah.
things to do.
It's a good job that you actually have a modifier, isn't it? Okay then. So this is what's happened. So just to remind you, there was a bubble, a huge bubble that sort of like rose from the water and sort of like came out of it, and then this huge water elemental, very similar to anybody who did the story with the polluted river. Very similar to that, sort of like erupted out of the water, and at the end of last adventure it sort of like surveyed the area, and that is where we actually stopped. So what would you like to do? Tenariel, you are up first.
On a 14? Wow.
Yeah.
Right,
just to let you know, I'm going to take this I can't actually click on anything. Is it on the map background? I'm going to take this skeleton off, just to sort of like avoid confusion. Okay.
Well,
can anybody hear? Can anybody hear anything from the?
No. There's normally like water running in there.
Oh, I can
Now
hear
I
it
can.
now. Yeah, I can hear it now. Yeah. Yes. What would you like to do?
I can see this creature in the water. Is it moving in any particular direction?
No,
or is it
it's
just surfacing at
it's
this
just
point?
literally gone up, and now it's just sort of like surveying the area as if to say it's not saying anything. It's not saying anything yet because it hasn't got its action, but it's just sort of like there, sort of like.
Try talking to it, Tenariel.
Sorry?
It comes out bubbles and just
I said,
looks
try talking to it.
Talking to it.
See if it
Do you
communicates.
speak elementals?
Oh, of course. No, I don't.
Oh, Teneria, you've let us down again.
Just mentals.
Oh,
You know
yeah.
what? Sorry. Hello, can you pass that soap over there?
I'm
Where's
going
the plug?
I'm going to try. So I'm going to lower my bow, and mighty elemental, forgive us for disturbing you. We come in peace.
Says.
How can we be of service?
You peed in the pool.
I've got no idea if it can understand me.
Okay, so it can't actually do anything until 10 because of the initiatives. It can't even take a free action until it's had its action. So we'll see what happens shortly. Ereval, what would you like? Ereval just peppers it with arrows. After Tenariel's wonderful speech, he just goes, oh,
Shooting arrow to water is always great.
yeah.
I'll have my bow at the ready, but I'm going to hold action to see if it does anything aggressive.
Okay, yeah. Okay then. So on 10, the water weird axe, it sort of like stops its searching, and it sort of like turns round and focuses on you, Tenariel, and moves slightly down towards you, and it just seems to be there. You can see the water gushing up into it and then cascading over the top back into the trough of water, and everything seems still. It almost like has two hollow gaps where its eyes would be, and you get this unnerving feeling that you're being watched through the pillar. He probably sort of like goes to there so he can sort of like see you round. He sort of like you notice that he sort of like goes and bends down somewhat and looks around the pillar at you.
I won't make any sudden moves or raise my weapon.
Okay. Julius, you are up.
Someone's like, you are being weighed, you are being measured. I kind of shout at Bazooka. It's like, oi, Bazooka, get over here. And I kind of dash through.
I don't have bazooka on my list.
You do. I've got a.
He did a.
Yeah. No, I don't actually. He's not on the
Turn order.
in the turn order yet, so he'll go there.
Oh, I misclicked. Sorry.
Yeah, that's all right. You're on now. You're on now.
I can't get past an aerial, so I'm gonna hold action if he comes near me, and if he's aggressive, then I'm gonna hit him.
Okay. You're presuming that the water weird is a he. Very very stereotypical of you.
I know.
Shit.
Assuming gender in 2017.
Typical. Sees one water weird and presumes it's a male.
No, he's role playing correctly because in the game it's not 2017.
There we go.
No,
He's a chauvinistic paladin.
yeah.
Okay, I'm actually not. In case I'm going to support Neville. If Shim comes close to Neville and attacks Neville.
Shim.
I like let's give it a name.
Breasts.
Drippy.
A walla walla ding dong.
Sleepy.
There you go. It's called Splash. Just for
You can't tell if it's a he or her with splash.
no, I've got. Hang on, I'm going to change it.
Splash.
As in mermaids, as in female.
That's what he's called.
I can't actually see the name.
I
Dave.
can't see a name either.
Can you not see it? Oh, hang on. Let me.
Dave the
You might want
Elemental.
to change layers.
Let me just show it to you. You see it now?
Water. Yeah, water splash.
He normally gets abbreviated though. You know,
Water boy.
Bop. Bop.
does to WS. You know.
Splash Gordon would have been better.
It's better than WC.
Oh, who's getting a text at this? Excited. So, Tenariel, you feel Julius close behind you. His warm breath on the back of your neck. You feel his comforting presence. Okay.
Against your back.
Bazooka, you are up.
So Jules is shouted.
Yeah.
Do.
Check your run, and then you'll be able to.
Yeah. Oh wait, 25. So I'm not going to get very far.
No.
I'm about here.
Okay.
Oh, like-
So Bazooka's he's like a bit like Fraggles Rock. Catch your kids away. He sort of like starts running and he's coming around the corner. Excellent. Rurik, you are up. Now Rurik, pay attention to what's gone on. Everybody is not firing or spells or anything like that. Think, yeah.
I remember the
He gets into close combat. What would you like to do?
I would like to make Arcana to see if I learn if like elemental are evil or they protect stuff.
Yeah, roll away. So you know that you remember in one of the books that you found, and also from talking to people in Clarion, that water elementals or water weirds tend to be summoned by people, and then they tend to be following the commands that that person or those people have given. So if you remember when you went to the polluted river water weird, that was being controlled by the frog shaman, so it was literally summoned to do their bidding. So really and truly, if they're untamed, for want of a better word, not under control of anything or anyone, then they tend to be quite neutral. However, if they have a specific role to fulfill, then they will fulfill that role to the umpteen degree. Okay, Tenariel, you are up again.
I'm going to move to my right. and face the creature. About there.
Remember all them books that we got from Aunt Bessie's, Maggie's, whatever her name
Yeah.
is? We had like a crap ton of books, didn't we?
Yeah.
Did we ever read them all?
Well, you
Can't
read them
remember.
all, and then Rurik gave one away, didn't he, in the bar,
Yeah.
and then
No, I'm on about from. We had like
When-
a load of
Oh,
books from.
yeah, like that was all about herbology, wasn't it? It was all about herbs. Yeah, and there was a copy of Ladies Chatterley's Gardener in there, and really sort of like up to date plant and garden sort of like tomes in there as well. So like things like Water Hyacinth and the Philosopher's Stone. That was a popular
I
one.
remember the Philosopher's Stone.
Yeah, so and things like
Never
that.
heard
Quite a little fire.
Okay then, Tenero, you move.
So-
Are you doing anything else?
I will stand motionless and silent.
Okay.
I would love to know what Rurik knows, what he's just been told, but I don't. So I
No,
can't
you
say
won't know until he's actually passed it on to
Exactly.
you. Yeah. Okay.
So I'll just I'll bow my head. I mean, it's a powerful supernatural creature.
yeah.
I'm in awe of it. So I'm going to lower my eyes a little bit,
Yeah.
bow my head a little bit to it.
Cool. Erval, what would you like to do?
I'm going to step forward towards the edge of the pool, around the ring. We won't touch it again. And I'm going to call out, Great Guardian of the Water, we are not your enemies. We've come seeking help and aid. I
Okay.
think that's probably about what I can get away with on a turn, right?
Yeah. Excellent. And Water Splash sort of like looks at you, Tenariel, as you sort of like humbly bow your head towards it, and you almost like get the impression, almost like empathically, that he's impressed by that. And he sort of like looks towards you, Erval, and it almost like grows slightly as if he's quite proud, that you're honouring him in this wonderful way. And then his gaze suddenly, out the corner of his eye, he now sees Julius, who beforehand was covered by Tenariel, and he sees him that on the almost like the wrong side of the threshold of that door, and his eyes sort of like immediately snap round to Julius, and it fires this water spout straight at him.
I'm like going, hi.
He hasn't seen me yet.
I hope your armor is
Pretty good.
rust-proof.
Well, the great thing is I'm wearing a cloak.
Oh,
That won't
yeah.
stop you from drowning when you fill up with water.
Okay,
Probably not.
21, does that hit you?
That does hit me. That is actually my armor.
Okay, so that's 14 points of damage as he blasts this water into you. And he actually sends you, just roll your a dexterity check for me, please.
Yeah.
It's looking for 13 you're looking for. No. Okay,
No.
it actually blasts you with water, and you get fired back. Yeah, it's not quite as far as that. It's about to there. You suddenly feel that this gush of water comes firing into you, and you flung backward and sort of like land on the floor, completely bedraggled and soaking wet. You're actually on the floor. Are you unconscious? Yeah.
Yes.
And
Does my cloak do anything?
say again, sorry.
Does my magic unwetness cloak do anything about this?
Oh
Keeps you
yes,
dry.
it would. It would half the damage. Thank you for pointing it out.
Great.
So you would still be that far back, but
Yeah.
it would halve the damage. You don't actually get a saving throw for the damage because it's just like an attack, but because your cloak protects you from water, etc. So you won't take 14. You'll take 7 points damage. Yeah. So you are prone now, and you're on the ground. The water splash lets out a sort of like primeval gurgling sound, like that, and you notice the water in the trough suddenly start rushing towards it as it actually grows several feet in the air. Ervold, this is probably classed as an aggressive action. So if you were holding your action, I don't know whether or not you held it this round, but if
I didn't declare it the second round.
Okay then. So Julius, you are up now.
Oh, you gone dum pissed it off.
So I'm going to take the action to stand up.
Who was doing the hoovering? Bazooka, you can't actually see Julius come through that doorway because of can you see you've got a raised platform in between you, but you do hear the whole load of water and this almost like clattering sound as the Tin Man sort of like bashes to the floor. Sorry, Julius. Yeah, what you want to do?
I'm going to stand up and do 5 points of lay on hands on myself.
Cool. Yeah.
So you're touching yourself?
I am touching myself.
He sort of like goes.
Give it a quick rub.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So
Found it.
Okay, and is that a bonus action?
No.
No. Okay. Yeah. Cool. The only reason I asked that is because a lot of healing, as Tenariel will say, is actually a bonus action that allows you to cast it. At the end. I know lots of hers.
Let me just double check.
We'll move on to Bazooka because I doubt whether or not you're going to.
Only healing word, I think. Is
All right. Cool.
a bonus.
Okay. Bazooka, what do you wish to do?
I'm gonna run my 25. I believe it was to there.
Cool.
I see Julius on the floor, soaking wet.
I'm stood up now.
All right. But this is in the same action. I seen you on the floor, getting up, soaking wet. I'm thinking, okay, time for battle. So I'm going to draw out my sickles.
You do think he's probably, you don't know what he's battling against, so you probably think he was thrown out of the water trough, and that would be it, because you haven't actually seen it at the present moment in time.
No, I haven't. No.
Okay,
that's why I'm pulling out my sickles and
cool.
preparing myself for battle.
Excellent. Rurik, you are up.
You've
You've actually seen this action, so.
I shout out to Julius that you need to apologize to him because he's only protecting one thing here, and he doesn't want us to go in the other room.
Rurik, just make an intelligent roll for me, please.
And an intelligent
Yeah.
roll.
You figure from your previous knowledge from your Arcana roll, you think that this water weird is probably water splashes. Priorities is to probably stop people going through this doorway, and that's what he's probably been summoned to do, and to prevent it sort of like entering further into the underground abbey or tomb. So that would sort of like correlate and connect with your previous Arcana roll. Okay, but Julius, you do hear Rurik shouting that to you. Okay, Tenariel, you are up. You probably heard the gushing from the sound and probably noticed that Julius isn't there anymore because you've got your head down. But it's probably a little bit off, and you've heard the hideous howl.
I'm going to drop my bow and the arrow behind me, so I'll be up against the wall. and I'll take a step forward to the water's edge. And I shall adopt a pleading pose with my hands in front of me, palms up, and say, oh, what did Araval call it? Can I remember his last round?
Oh, I don't know.
Go.
It was a
Great
very...
guardian of the water.
Say again.
Great guardian of the water.
Oh, yes, nice.
That was it, yes. Great Guardian, we come in peace. We don't mean to cause offence.
Okay, cool.
He said peace.
That's about
Yeah,
as much as I'll get out.
correct. Okay, Erval.
I don't think there's much more I can add. I am ready this time. If he takes another action,
You're
makes
letting
another
loose.
attack.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool. Okay then. Water Splash's turn. Water Splash, sort of like you notice, it doesn't turn away from you, Tenariel, at all. It almost like the strafes down to here.
Yep.
And then it releases another attack.
I can see it now.
Yeah.
Cool, man.
So what happens, Julius, is that this water shoots out, but instead of actually trying to hit you, it tries to engulf you and envelop you. But it gets its targeting wrong, and you manage to just get your shield up in time, and it sort of like splashes all over your shield and sort of like cascades over in a huge arc, and the water just splashes down onto the floor. Guys, just so you know, this area here now
I can't see.
Can you see that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Is incredibly wet. I'm just making sure that it doesn't look like anything before anybody.
Too late.
No, it doesn't look like anything. It's only dirty minds. Okay, so and then the water just sort of like shoots out and then bashes your shield, Julius, and then the water just sort of like flops down all over the water, all over the floor. And Tenario, from where you can see, if you remember, this is almost like marble. It certainly looks very, very slippery now.
Slippy when wet.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, Julius, you are up.
Can I take?
Yes. Sorry. Yes, Erval, you can let loose.
I think that's enough diplomacy. I don't know if I can actually say anything. It's not going to matter with a shot, but I think if I can shout out, I think that's the end of diplomacy.
Yeah, that's absolutely fine. Yeah, 10 actually misses it. So your arrow shoots towards it, and it just goes straight through it, and sort of like hits over that side. Julius, what would you like to do?
Well, I was going to plead for some good stuff, but however, 20. So is this a double?
No,
with the water?
No, it's not difficult terrain.
Okay. So I'm gonna.
Okay.
So that's.
Hang on.
20.
So that needs 1, 2. That needs 2 dexterity checks. And
Okay.
you're going for 13. 13's your difficulty
How
challenge.
good is your dexterity?
17's fine. 3's not. So so hang on. I'll tell you what happens. So you set off from here. Let me have control. You set off from here. You run through that. A bit of slipping and sliding. You hit this. And your pure momentum and your speed sort of like poof, and lose your footing, your metal feet on your plate mail, so like like that. And you're now going to roll for me a D4, and the straight ahead is 1, to your right is 2, behind is 3, and to your left is 4, if that makes sense.
So
Just
one.
as 1, 2. So you actually sort of like stagger back and sort of like flop down on your bottom in the water there. So you're now actually prone. So you'll have to get up next round. Bazooka, go for it.
I see him do that, and I give a little chuckle. At the same time, I think that was 25. Let me just double check. Yeah. So I'm gonna sprint up to there and probably slip on my ass.
Okay,
'cause
so
I
make
don't-
your dexterity check. Difficulty challenge of 13. So just roll your dexterity. Oh yeah.
I slip on my ass.
You slip on your ass. So same rule always applies. So 1 is the direction that you're facing all the time, and that's for anybody else. So roll your d4. Roll 1d4.
Two.
1, 2. So you actually fall this way and prone on the floor there. So you'll need to get up next round. Rurik, you are up.
How high is the edge on the pool? Like the edge to the water level?
I from the platform down into the water.
Yeah.
If you let me know.
Didn't it drain?
Yeah, there's still some water in there. Do you mean, is it in touching range? Is it in?
Because if I cast switch bolt on the elemental,
Yeah.
will it conduct the electricity to where Joel is?
No. There's this water in here is not actually connected to that water there. It's
Okay.
completely separate. So you could actually move and then do it.
I would like to cast switch bolt.
Yeah,
on the
cool. Go
elemental.
for it. So it should automatically do its to hit roll, shouldn't it?
It's my
Yeah. So 23 hits. That's absolutely fine. So just do your damage.
4
Cool.
lightning damage.
Yeah. So this whacks. Sorry, hang on. So this whacks into the Tenariel. You notice lightning forks out of Rurik's hand, a bit like Sith Emperor. And if you've seen that Tenariel, if you've had a sheltered upbringing, then you might not seen that movie quite yet.
We didn't have movie night.
Oh, I know, movie. And he sort of like fires out bolts of lightning that sort of like actually sort of like crackles around the water elemental's form. And Rurik is there now with his hand out, and this lightning constantly coming from him into this water weird.
It's more that it's still inside of him, and I'm substantiated.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So it's constantly attacking him at the present moment in time. Okay, Tenariel, you are up.
I'm going to move back and pick up my bow and arrow and back off to about here.
Yeah, cool.
And that'll be it.
Excellent. Right. Ervol.
Question.
Yeah.
What's the status of the water? Is it back to still or is it running?
No, it's quite turbulent. It's not moving, but it's quite turbulent. So if you remember, it stopped earlier on when the skeleton came in. So it's not. If you jumped into it, you wouldn't be swept away. But at the same time, if you drop something, it's sort of like, it's a bit like, it's not as turbulent as a jacuzzi, So don't get any ideas, Tenariel. But it's not perfectly still.
When I touched that ring the first time, it started draining. Is it draining right now, or is the turbulence coming from the elemental?
No, yeah, it's coming from the elemental, definitely.
Okay. Just to see
Who's
if I can
laughing?
accomplish anything. I'm going to intentionally step on the edge to see if I can stir up the water, and then take a shot from here.
Yeah. So you step on the gold, the copper square again. Nothing seems to happen at all. It's just, and you sort of like do it a few times just to make sure you've got a good contact, but nothing happens.
Okay.
Okay, and then you can
I'll
do
go
your
ahead and fire
shots.
again.
Yeah. Oh, that hits. Cool. Okay, just to let you know, with the combined force of the lightning, your arrows actually go into the elemental, and it seems to sort of like cry out. So it's quite obviously doing some pain to it. It actually comes in and then sort of like rushes down and sort of like into the water. But it does cry out, so you are doing some damage to it. Okay, this is Water Splash's turn. So this is coming at you, Julius.
Yeah.
18. It sort of like fires at you. It's missed. So you're crouching down. You manage to hit your shield, and you see almost like water fingers come round your shield, as if it's about to grab it, but it doesn't have that enough strength or enough substance to actually hold onto your shield, and it collapses down onto the ground. Okay, and it is your turn.
I get up.
Okay.
And I move. Oh, I hopefully move here.
Okay, so you're going to have to make a dex throw.
Yeah.
No matter what, so that's a 13. So 9 doesn't do. So roll your
Even when
d.
you're fumbling about flat, you're still doing your job as tank. He's paying attention.
Yeah,
to
he
you.
is. Yeah, even though he's absolutely soaking wet, he'll need a wringing out after this. You might have to take everything off. We don't want you rusting, Tin Man, don't we? Is that a D4?
Had to rub me out.
Is that your D4? Right? Yeah. So that means that you actually become prone here in front of Rurik. So all of a sudden, Rurik, you see Julius come out again and goes, whoa, like that, and sort of like slips over in one direction and sort of like lands down, sort of like at your feet. And you're sort of like going, you think, oh my God.
I'm here, Chip.
You finally made it into the room. At least.
Yeah.
Learn to walk.
Okay, Bazooka, what do you wish to do?
Okay, so understanding that the floor's slippery and wet, I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna kind of tread carefully, like I'm walking on ice, and that's gonna half my movement, is it not?
Yeah, half your movement.
So I'm attempting to get to about there.
Okay, so is that 15, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
Why can I not move?
You need to
about there?
12.5.
yeah, you'll probably actually get right the way up to here. Because it really... you're doing half movement.
If that was the case, I would be walking through the wall. So
yeah, but you'll do... So you're doing half movement then, I see what you mean. So so you're there. So okay then, so you still need to make your dex roll, but instead of 13 now, it's only 10 because of your tender little fairy steps with your ballet slippers on.
Right.
However,
all the way around.
However, you sort of like step onto the water, and you sort of like go like that, and you sort of go woo like that, and you fall straight away on this slippery marble. Roll your d4.
D4, bloody hell. 4. Is that 4?
1, 2, 3. No, it's one's always forward. You actually slide over to this side. So you sort of like step, go yes, and then go woo like that, and just sort of like fly off to one side. If the water splash could laugh, it probably is doing. You know, and
I'm just glad that no one else can see me at the moment.
Yeah.
I mean, I was chuckling at Julius when he slipped on his ass. I was like, and it's happened to me, and I'm pissed. I'm pissed that it's happened to me twice now.
I kind of peer back around the corner behind me and just go, and like think, it was like, what the fuck is he doing?
Yeah, well, it's like, where shouldn't he be here by now? You're thinking. The interesting thing is when you see him, he's probably going to have a wet patch on his bottom because he's been in it for so long. Okay,
And it's all my next my next move is to, do you know the slipping slides that you get?
yes, yeah.
I'm thinking about doing that and just like coming down to about here on the map, sprinting, and then just slipping slide, diving forward and sliding through the
Excellent. That would be cool.
I did actually cross my mind, but I'm wearing armor in a wet pool.
Right. So Rurik, you are up. Do you want to do your
Yep.
7 points of damage? Cool. And then that would be 9 left on that. Thank you for that. Excellent. Okay. Tenariel, you are up.
Right, I shall.
I wish I could roll my R's. I can't roll my R's at all. It just sort of like goes.
Don't worry.
pleasant.
Keep on doing
Right.
that. We understand, but you have to do that every single time now.
Excellent. Okay then.
16 with the longbow.
16 actually hits. Yeah.
4 piercing damage.
Cool.
And 1 arrow's gone.
Okay. This water splash now is almost like convulsing in pain. It's got this lightning in it and surrounding it from Rurik, and your arrows are flying into it as the tanks try to make their way towards it. Ereval, you are up.
Okay, we'll just let fly again. Oh,
That goes straight through it and down the corridor, sort of like landing here somewhere. But it's a good shot. Well done. You know, if you were aiming for that gap there, that was perfect. You know, you actually got it through there. Okay, it's Splash's turn. And Splash actually sends. It's now sensed. It now knows that Bazooka is there, because Bazooka was seen on this square before. So it sort of like sends a water gush down the corridor, and you see it try to turn the corner towards you, Bazooka, as it comes round the corner. But obviously it can't aim at you because it has no idea where you are, and it just sort of like falls. The water just like falls down on the floor. It can't see you, so it can't effectively make an attack at you, but it knows you're there, so it's frantically trying to grab you and bring you back. Okay.
But is this puddle here expanded, or is it same size?
No, it's exactly the same size, but it's still very wet and watery.
Right.
Okay, Tin Man, Julius, you are up.
I won't be able to hit it anywhere from here.
Correct.
I'm
still prone, right?
Yeah, he is.
No. Yes, I am. So I'm going to get up.
Well done.
Which might.
That'd be like that'd be That could be your movement action, yeah.
And I'm going to daintily like on the end of my tiptoes of my armored boots, try and move here, if I can.
Okay, so this will be your first one here. So this will be your dexterity save, but your DC is 10 this time. Yes,
Done.
Excellent. So the rest of it is fine. So you can move there fine. So that's your getting up and your movement. That's your movement and your action. So you still have an action left to actually swipe at it if you wish.
Great, which is what I'm going to do.
Excellent.
2 damage. 16.
16 actually hits.
Sweet. It would have been, if I had advantage, that would have been a nat 20. 8.
No, 7.
7.
7.
7, yeah.
Yeah. 7 points of damage.
I'm helping.
Your blade slices through the water and it actually makes a cut, and the water stopped gushing in that point for a brief second before the water flow carries on. And Tenario, you hear this water elemental almost like howl in pain. It's so distressed from the combination of the lightning and arrows flying into it and swords swiping through it. It's almost like it's not a cry of anger anymore. It's a cry of almost like pleading and anguish and sort of like, I don't know what's happening now. I was just sent here to do a job. Bazooka, you're up. Well, not at the moment, you're prone, but you can get up.
I had that feeling quite a lot of times when I was in the army.
So we've heard.
So I'm gonna get up, which would be
Again?
an action.
Yeah,
And move down here.
that's your movement. So you have another action left.
Okay, so I'm gonna sprint and do what I said that I was going to do.
So you're sprinting.
I'm sprinting forward, and just before I hit the water's edge, I'm gonna dive forward and slip and slide. Hopefully without smashing into the wall here, because it's a doorway, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay then. So
Or you.
You're gonna go straight into the pool with the
Either
creature.
way, it's gonna be epic.
Yeah, you set off running, and it's a shame you don't have sort of like a spear or anything like that, because you could have just held it out in front of you.
Oh,
And there's-
I
lunge
have my
attack.
sickles.
Yeah, but sickles are curved, so
Yes,
it'd
but
be
I
very
can
very.
be
You'll be
like that.
you'll be like a turtle or something. If it's or right, okay then.
I'm gonna be like that, and if I do get to it, I'm gonna cut through.
Okay
That's
then.
if I get to it.
Okay
Fight
then.
it with a-
So here's you set off running. You hit the first bit of marble, which is slippery. So DC 13 saving throw on this one.
This is like the best anime attack you can ever see.
If he makes it.
What?
If
Sorry.
he doesn't
What?
die.
What? Sorry.
Dexterity.
Oh, dexterity.
Yeah, apparently sliding on your stomach doesn't make it any easier.
If
Yeah.
you don't make it, have a big laugh.
Oh,
4. Right, roll a D4. So you
but at least none of us witness it.
yeah,
I
you,
didn't.
you charge forward and you put your feet on it and you just go woof like that and you just shoot.
No. I said that just before I get to the edge of the water, I make a dive.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
you wanted to slide on his stomach.
Yeah.
the edge of the
So
water.
I'm not going to
Yeah.
step in the water.
Well,
so
you-
like
No,
on the just before the water's edge.
I'm sorry. I
I'm
thought
gonna
you
make
meant
a
this
dive.
water's edge.
Oh no. This,
Okay
the
then.
water's
So
edge here.
so make your athletics check then.
Athletics, awesome.
It's gonna
12.
12. So you do sort of like whack onto it and you start sliding like anything, and you gather momentum and you quite nicely just fit through these, even though you're a bit rotund in places, and you come through. However, However,
You seen I got a photo?
you slowly think, oh dear, and you don't quite have that momentum with that athletics roll, because you needed the 13, and all of a sudden, everybody, you almost like see Bazooka go,
Just silence the room.
and he's just sort of like face down like this, sort of like.
I ran for
He
that.
literally just sort of goes, and sort of like
As
moves.
I stop, I shout, nailed it.
First try.
And he's just sort of like a bit like a wet fish, sort of like flapping around. 13 would have done it, just so you know. I thought it would be the same as the difficulty challenge, so that's what the difficulty challenge was. Okay, Rurik.
We'll
Just do your-
continue my
yeah.
spell.
One point.
Yeah.
You could do better than that.
Well, he doesn't actually need to do better than that, because as the lightning continues to crackle around it, all of a sudden the water splash actually loses his form altogether, and it does sort of like disappears. It just tumbles and falls with the last howling scream, and it just loses its form, and the electricity follows it right the way down into the pool and so like crackles around the edge, and it just fades away to nothing and disappears.
Splashy, no.
The killing blow with 1 damage.
Come back, Splash.
I turn around to Bazooka and I'm holding a little card that says 2 out of 10.
Yeah, that much.
Do get up, Bazooka.
I give him a thumbs up.
So you all notice that Julius and Bazooka are rather soggy. You do notice also the trough of water. The level seems rather reduced. And Tenariel, on the edge there, you can actually see into the clear water. And now that it's perfectly still again, you notice that further down, about 20 foot deep, there is an opening. It's about, I'll put it on for you so you can see it. It is like that. And you can almost like imagine that the floor was like this, and it looks like it was hinged and it's gone up like that, so you can see at either end, so here and here, the actual covering of the floor is actually upright.
Yep.
And you can see down there. You can't see anything down there. Your light only sort of like stretches down that far. And even with dark vision, because of the refraction of the water, it just seems to go into darkness. But there definitely seems to be an exit or an entrance down in the middle of the pool.
I'll point out that there's an opening in the water.
Do we have any more light stones?
I can make one.
Throw.
Right, son, yeah.
I can throw it.
At the same time, I shout out, Bunts 1, 2, 3. Thank you for the follow.
Thank you.
Copper coin, light spell, cantrip, and throw it into the water.
Okay, it slowly sort of like floats down, and you manage to hit it dead into the center, and it goes further and further down, and you notice it seems to be lighting up some kind of cavern underneath. You can't see the edges of it, so you figure it either, because let me just check, you figure it's probably wider than this room.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't be able to see the 20 foot You probably think it's wider than this whole trough. And it seems to be, as it goes down, because it's landed on the floor, it seems to be made up of exactly the same material, the same marble as the rest of this place is. It seems to be, there's no sign of algae or weeds or anything like that. It's just completely bare. And now that the turbulence has stopped, it seems to be almost like totally clear as well.
Do we want to have a rest here before we go anywhere else?
Julius, what's that brown dot on you?
That was.
That was
No, because he was prone.
No, he's had it on all this adventure.
Oh, is it not the temporary hit point thing?
No, that's
the
a heart.
heart.
Yeah.
I think you're carrying something, and I said I put a brown dot on you.
Oh, the cloak.
Oh, is that because
No.
you've got the? I'll check it. If you don't know, then it doesn't matter. I just didn't know whether or not it was something that you had running.
That was 2 weeks ago. I can't remember. Like yesterday.
Yeah. So right. Well, what I'll do then, I'll just remove it.
Okay.
And then, because I know Rurik has a light stone, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's why he's got the yellow one. And Bazooka and Erval, you've still got temporary hit points from your aid spell.
Didn't I fail a constitution?
Oh, that is correct. Thank you.
Oh, yes.
Yes. Sorry,
You're going to die.
2 weeks ago. Yeah, I think it was when you moved one of the Husk Knights, or did something like that.
Yeah.
That's what it was. Yeah.
You got. Oh no, that was
Yeah.
me.
Yeah. No, it was the Guardian Knights, the female.
Yes. Yeah. I remember now. I know what it is. Yeah. That comes back. Everything comes back now. Yeah. Okay then. So, what would you like to do, guys?
Well, I'm going
Get
to say
up.
sorry, go on.
I would like to ask Julius if he did more damage stealth than the elemental did.
Maybe. after picking myself up a few times, I eventually got there and put my weight in, as it were.
So,
That's all I got.
Julius's last comment was whether or not you're going to wait here for a certain period of time.
I think we should rest a while.
We should, because I'm out of spell. You're also out of spell, and our tanks are, well, only our tank is running low.
I'm still a little grumpy that I slipped over a few times, and I slipped over for nothing. I didn't get the kill. I'm peeved. So
Yes.
I'm just gonna.
I was
I'm,
talking it down.
I'm
I had it in
I'm gonna
hand.
stand up and probably slip on my ass again as I try and walk back through here.
And I go see Bazooka
In a huff.
and I give him my water skin. Are you thirsty?
I shoot him a look as to say, I will slit your throat.
We're not really planning on sleeping down here, are we?
Yeah, get some guards going.
No,
I'll turn to Tony.
I think we should go back to the surface if we're going to be resting. It's only a few minutes
Alright.
walk back. We can
At
reach-
least the entrance of this place.
Yeah, do you think get out of the dungeon before resting and then come back?
It's not a long walk back. We're only a few minutes down.
I
Yeah.
can't remember if
We
you told
carry
me
on
what
in the morning.
did you say the doorway down here linked to the other part?
That was back
Can't
on the
remember.
other map. It's just back this way a little ways.
Yeah, I couldn't remember if Inwill's told me that or if
He
I
said
need
that
to go
it
exploring
appeared,
it
but we
myself.
haven't confirmed it. He said it looked like it probably reconnected.
Yeah,
Right.
this going down. Are you talking about this corridor?
No, the one that I was in originally.
You think
No.
it was a long corridor that went somewhere else? You don't know where it
Okay,
went.
so I'm gonna head back that way.
You're going to go on
Without-
your own before.
Agreed. If you're
Yeah,
heading back to,
I mean, I'm Bazooka. You know
comforts
what I
of
mean?
the surface
I'm,
world.
I'm
I would
peeved
like to
off.
get
I'm wet.
out, tie Bazooka, and then drag him after us.
Well, I'm going to take a moment to say a little prayer of thanks to my God for our survival,
Good
say a
one.
little prayer for
and
you.
a little prayer for the elemental,
I
who was
accept.
only following orders.
I accept the first prayer. Thank you very much for keeping you safe as your god. And yeah, he was only following orders. So guys, so I was hearing two things. You seem to want to separate a party up.
No, Bazooka wants to go on his own down a corridor that he doesn't know where it's going, while everybody else, well, me and Cryptex would like to go back to the surface and rest before we put
Yeah,
past this point.
that makes sense.
Okay, so
As long as sorry.
what would you like to? Are you going back and resting, or
Yep, no one said this, so I don't know. All I know is I'm wet. I'm pissed off. I want to go explore that corridor that I was just in before all this.
If we come back in the morning, everything will be dried off.
Yeah. Bazooka, we can go back up. We can always, nothing's going to change. We're going to protect the entrance. No one's going to come in, and you can explore it when we're all rested, healed, and dried off, because I've got bloody whatever it is in
you
my
don't want
boot.
to go rusty? You really don't want to go rusty, Julius, don't you? You really don't want that.
You got bits of water elemental in your boots.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah, it's nibbling at your toes.
yeah. Goldfish shoals nibbling at your toes. Fun, fun, fun. In the sun. I want to lie shipwrecked and comatose, drinking fresh mango juice.
And since when did you all become bards?
Yeah, well, I can be what I want. Yeah. Okay, guys.
Are
So
you coming back with us, Bazooka?
Well, now that someone's explained what's going to happen, then yeah, I'll head back.
okay,
And get dried off.
okay.
I
Don't
think we're all on the same page.
Okay, don't move your characters or anything, because I'm just going to whiz you across to here. So if you remember, you actually came this way,
Right?
but you assume that this corridor actually you haven't actually been down here. I don't think.
If we go the proven route,
Bazooka went there when you
I did
were
go in there. There
disconnected.
was it was just a room, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, you can just go that way, so you can all see it, so you know where you're going. So you can see that this. I'll wait till you all get down there so you can see it. I just need to explain something to you.
It was this corridor that led back. to
Yeah.
the-
So
yeah, sorry.
through this doorway leads you back, but here you've got this pillar that goes right the way up, but this whole area is elevated, so it's higher up. So this is actually a set of stairs that goes up onto it. It's it's the same height as the one that you came in, so you can see onto it. Well, most of you can, and it's sort of like head height. And again, over in this corner, there seems to be like an indentation, like a pool, like a font. And it's actually, remember, it's like the others that you've seen. It's submerged into the marble, and then it has a lip round it. And even from the distance where you are, without going up onto the platform, you can see that it's actually empty. And if
I
you remember,
tell
sorry. If you remember, you've seen similar ones of these around the abbey.
What if we put
Well,
water into these balls?
That can
I
be
was
an
gonna-
Pretty sure
experiment.
we said
tomorrow.
that.
Yeah, we had talked about moving water around, but it needs to wait until we're ready for the next disaster.
Is Sean near here?
And when is it? Once you get back up to the abbey up on the top, it seems to be absolutely empty. If you remember, this is the entrance that you come up in. That's where the spiral staircase is, and you come up into the abbey, and everything is literally quiet and almost like too quiet. If you remember when you first came, there's almost like the absence of bird sounds or anything like that. There is, if you remember, this pit here was a fire pit that the little guy was actually cooking rats on, and there's still a slight glow in there. You haven't been gone that long, so you could probably
Is he still
make
about?
not that you can see.
I'll say I'll gather some firewood
Yeah,
and I'll pick up just dead branches.
yeah, cool.
Nothing else.
Does anybody have a survival skill?
Yep.
Yeah, you don't need. I'm just to start off the fire.
Oh.
So
I do as well.
you're quite all right to gather deads. This is not roll for it. You don't need to
Okay.
roll to open the door. Roll to pull out the chair.
Had a GM like that once.
Yeah, that's just like. So yeah, so between you, because you'll get the advantage, you can sort of like get a fire started. Do you want to use the same pit, or do you want to put it somewhere else? And if
Might as well use the same one if it's there. It'd be easy to get going.
Yeah.
At the same
it's
time,
still
we might
glowing,
want to
but
stay away
there's-
from the rotten rat.
Yeah.
if it's still
Yeah,
glowing,
but
it's going to be easier to get it lit.
Light some
the
wood
pit is
from
probably
it.
filled with maggots.
I would rather set this hearth here over to the right,
Okay.
away from his pile of dead rats.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah, so
So
we'll make that one.
spend some time gathering dead wood and bring it back to the fireplace, and somebody can light it.
okay,
Oh,
you should be able to
where's the
move.
fireplace?
You should be able to move the fire now.
Oh.
There's the fireplace there.
So you can put it where you want.
This you said these are like hey, these are like what do you call them? Seats or something? Benches?
The wooden bits around the outside are these here, but that's the old fireplace there. But if you remember, the
right.
chimney is long gone, but it used to go up right the way up the tower, but it's long gone.
Right. So I'm gonna sit close to the fire and huff.
I set
Got
up
a
my
naughty face on.
I set up my trusty drip wire here.
Yeah.
Are
Cool.
we? When we're asleep, we'll probably do shifts.
Well, you could do
uh,
elf watch, because the elves only need to meditate for 4 hours.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like
So-
elf watch.
So
I get to sleep all night.
So they can busy themselves with that, which is not a problem. Your aid spells, of course, will have gone by morning. Hit points will be back up to maximum, and Tenariel and Julius and Rurik and Ervol, you need to re-choose or reallocate your spells, however which way you do it. So if you're making any changes, then make sure that's applicable on the on
So
your
what
character.
happens to the temporary hit points?
Your
gone.
temporary hit points
They're
are
gone.
gone. Yeah.
Okay.
The hunters managed to go out and managed to kill a couple of rabbits and sort of like pull up some horseradish and the odd turnip that they find sort of like roundabout, and make sure that you have quite a good meal. Unfortunately, Rurik, there's no alcohol unless you brought some with you, because anything in the rations was actually water, clean water. But you managed to settle down with your bed rolls that you're carrying, and despite Julius's and Bazooka's being rather soggy, you manage to get a good night's sleep and regain spells and hit points ready for your next part of the adventure.
It
With
probably doesn't make a
my,
difference, but my favorite terrain, doubles foraging and hunting,
Cool.
returns.
Excellent. You managed to get 4 rabbits.
There you go.
But 4 rabbits with Rurik and Bazooka in the party, yep, they eat. You notice that Bazooka's still got
half a rabbit.
Bazooka's still got a bit of fluffy bottom hair, you know, that from the rabbit, you know, on his side of his mouth. But apart from that,
I still have some rations, so I'll eat that too.
yeah, cool.
Question. With my Oath of Devotion, you said I could kind of choose day by day. Oh, well, I could choose day by day of like spells and everything like that. Is that the Oath of Devotion that I can change?
You can't change your oath. Because isn't that what you choose to be?
Yeah, that's what I was a bit confused about.
Yeah, but it's just that, for example, you have how many 3rd level spells can you?
We haven't reached a point where I can have 3rd level spells. I'm still on 1 level spells at the moment.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry, but if are you an Oath of Devotion?
Yes.
So
You
gain spells at that paladin's level listed. So at 3rd level, you get protection from good and evil and sanctuary.
Sanctuary and Bless, I believe I got from that, which is pretty much permanent, I thought.
Bless. Okay, yeah. I mean, I'm just looking at my thing, and it says protection from good and
Protect
evil.
from evil and good and sanctuary.
Yeah.
Oh, so day by day I can choose spells within the Oath of Devotion.
No, you have those as bonus, but you have your.
And then you have 3
spell-
1st level spells. Yeah. So
Which is the Faith and Divine Smite.
whatever spells you get, but you automatically, as far as I'm concerned, you automatically get you gain those spells.
Okay.
I'm not too sure. I always thought, to be honest with you, yeah, once you gain access to your oath spell, you always have it prepared. Oath spells don't count towards the number of spells you prepare each day. So you will prepare 3 spells, but on top of that, you will have protection from good and evil and sanctuary. Those are the 2 additional spells that you have. So technically, you have 5 spells, or you should have 5 spells written down.
Yeah.
And that depends on your oath. So if you are Oath of Ancient, you have Ensnaring Strike and Speak with Animals. And then Oath of Vengeance, you get Bane and Hunter's Mark, which is what I think, is that what you use, Crypto?
No.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hunter's Mark is, yes.
Yeah. So you actually have, Julius, you have protection from good and evil, and you have sanctuary, and then you have 3 1st level paladin spells that you can prepare.
Oh, I didn't know that. I've been okay, yeah, because I've been using Should of Faith, Bless, Sanctuary, and Divine Smite, which is Divine Smite is
Divine Smite.
Divine Smite is a special.
Yeah, you just get that. Yeah, no matter what.
You can use one of your slots to cast it, but it's not a spell you prepare.
Excuse me for a minute.
Yeah, and you automatically get Divine Health, which means that you're immune to disease.
yes.
Okay, and then you get the additional spells. So, what first level spells are you actually holding at the moment?
Shield of Faith, Bless, and Sanctuary. That's
Shield of Faith is 1. Bless is another
Yeah.
1. What's the other one?
I haven't chosen one.
Right. So therefore, you have things like command, compelled to duel, cure wounds. There's detect evil and good, which actually doubles up on your. I forget what it's called. You do one in any case to detect. Yeah.
You can also get special smites.
Yeah, searing smite,
wrathful smite,
thunderous smite, wrathful smite, shield of faith, purify food and water.
But don't them go apply to his religion? If he chooses some of them that goes against his God.
It's like because he's good, he can do protect from good. He must protect from evil.
Yeah.
I would like to do cure wounds if I can add that to my.
Yeah. So that's absolutely fine. So if you
had that.
So cure wounds, a creature you touch gains the number of hit points equal to 1d8 plus your spell casting ability modifier.
That's sort of interesting.
I'll add that to my.
Cool.
Sorry. Go.
Excellent. Oh, so all the time you haven't been playing your character to the full potential.
Bloody amateurs.
So, yeah, bloody amateurs, I tell you, Sproggeteer.
Get back to first edition.
No, don't go there.
Learn how to play the game.
Come back. Never go back to first edition. You're going to play some first edition, aren't you?
I was going to say we've
Midnight.
all got to learn how to play somewhere, and
Yeah.
it's here.
First
We can't
edition
all be
standard.
like 70-year-old.
I'm not 70 years old.
You're not?
No.
Oh,
Suddenly, a huge boulder drops on Bazooka.
Oh, does it?
And we all look at him and laugh. It's like, so you're right.
Yeah.
Divide his stuff up.
Excellent. Okay, then. Is there anything else you want to do on your rest period that I need to know of? I will assume that you are dried off, etc., etc.
I'm going over here for a wee, and then I'm coming back.
Okay.
On my watch period, I'll sharpen my sword a bit, clean it, tend to my bow, and update my journal.
Of course, yeah.
Speaking of which,
Just little things like that.
Bazooka did a belly slide and failed.
Bazooka wet himself.
My character will go to the bathroom because I didn't do that in the month.
Yeah, no, that you go to the bathroom, yeah. And Julius went to the toilet in his armor and got very.
I did.
Okay,
How long
guys.
does it take
He's got a
to
brown
fletch arrows?
rust stain right round the.
Longer-
They actually did that before.
Longer than 4 hours.
I figured. I just thought I'd check since
Yeah.
I'm down to 9.
And I'm just seeing whether or not it actually gives a time. No, it doesn't, but it would be longer than 4 hours. So, okay, guys, is there anything else that you would like to do before heading back into the underground abbey?
No.
Okay.
Wash in the morning and.
It's 9:30 now. Do you want to take a bio break now before you go back in, or do you want to go back in and progress for another half an hour, 45 minutes, and then take the break?
I would like.
Yeah, it's a good point to.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. So, guys, we're going to take a quick break there. We'll be gone about 10 minutes. So, by all means, head off and have a break, go off and do some whatever you need to do in the bathroom, grab a drink, etc., etc., and we will be back in.
Don't grab drinks in the bathroom.
Yeah, don't take drinks in the bathroom. Good point. Or don't take things to eat in the bathroom. That's unhygienic.
That too.
Don't drink.
And we will be back in about 10 minutes. I'll put the timer on, so don't worry. Okay, we'll see you soon.